After famously beating Goliath, little David,
That's me.
went back to King Saul, and the king asked,
Whose son are you, young man?
I'm Jesse's son, O king.
So at first Saul was happy with David. As they travelled home, the people rejoiced. They were so happy that the Philistines would no longer threaten them and make them sad. Goliath was no more, and God had proved himself to be even more powerful than Goliath. Everything was going well. A welcoming crowd came to cheer on Saul and his army, and they shouted,
King Saul has beaten thousands. Saul liked that very much. But then they cheered, David has beaten tens of thousands. King Saul didn't like that. At first it made him sad. Then it made him mad. And then his thoughts became bad. He became jealous of David and said to himself,
Everyone loves David more than me. Soon they'll want David to be king instead of me.
So Saul became more and more jealous of David and more angry. One day David was playing his guitar for Saul, and Saul thought,
I must get rid of David.
So Saul threw his spear at David. Luckily David dodged the spear. Then he threw another one, and David dodged again. But this just made Saul angrier, so he sent David off to fight, hoping he wouldn't come back. But he did.
and he said,
Thanks for sending me. We won another battle.
Saul became more and more jealous, so he gathered his son Prince Jonathan.
Come over here, man. Come over here, Prince Jonathan. I want you to put an end to that little shepherd boy, David. I want you to end him.
But Prince Jonathan was David's best friend, so he said,
Please don't kill David. He's a good guy.
Jonathan reminded his father how David had beaten Goliath and saved all of Israel. So, at first King Saul said to Jonathan,
Okay, I won't do anything to David.
but soon enough David won another battle,
We won another battle.
and Saul became jealous again and changed his mind. Again he threw his spear at David, and finally David said,
This is crazy. I'm off.
which is a really good idea when someone keeps throwing spears at you. So David escaped into the wilderness with the help of his friend Jonathan, whose kindness he would never forget. We'll hear more about Jonathan next week on the adventures of little King David. To be continued.